Good evening, viewers. Welcome to today's news edition. Before heading to the details, first let's take a look at the headlines. Chief Minister Conrad Sangma, Deputy Chief Minister Preston Tinsong briefed Governor C.H. Vijay Shankar on law and order situation in Garo Hills. Congress moves Meghalaya High Court, challenging Speaker's dismissal of MLA disqualification petitions. Shillong set to host first ever international film festival showcasing Meghalaya's cinematic potential. St. Edmund's College hosts Interfaith Dialogue in Shillong, adopts Harmony Declaration for Peace and Unity. The news in detail. First, the local news. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma, along with Deputy Chief Minister in charge of Home Police Preston Tinsong, on Thursday met Governor C.H. Vijay Shankar to brief him on the law and order situation in Garo Hills following the recent unrest linked to GHADC ST notification issue. The Chief Minister stated that the situation has largely improved, with violence significantly reduced and only a few sporadic incidents being reported. He added that the internet ban has been lifted and normalcy is gradually returning, though authorities continue to keep a close watch.
We are all aware that there were different situations and different law and order situations that happened and which required my full attention. So I was there in Garo Hills. And all this while, I was only able to communicate with the Honorable Governor on the phone. And therefore, I felt it appropriate that I must come and brief him, along with Deputy CM in charge Home, about the current prevailing situation, especially in Garo Hills. Also, the different incidents that led to the different law and order situations that we faced. So a complete briefing on the entire matter was given to the Honorable Governor, and that was my basic purpose of visit today.
Senior Congress leader Manuel Badwar has moved the High Court of Meghalaya, challenging the dismissal of disqualification petitions against 4 MLAs. Badwar alleged that the Speaker dismissed the petitions on technical grounds without examining their merits. The pleas were filed against Charles Marngar, Gabriel Watlang, Celestine Lingdo and Ronnie V. Lingdo over alleged defection from the Indian National Congress to the National People's Party. The matter is currently pending before the court.
I think you're all aware. We had filed a complaint with the Speaker himself, and on very flimsy grounds, the Speaker had rejected the petition in which we had filed, citing causes that anybody who files a petition has to be an MLA and so on and so forth. But according to the Constitution and according to a ruling by the Supreme Court, in fact, anybody who has any interest within the party and so on and so forth is allowed to do this. So because of which, again, we lost the petitioner himself, the original petitioner, who's Ronnie Lingdo. He also left the party at a later stage. So we again had to pursue the entire case from the beginning again. So we had refiled it one more time, and the rejection from as far as from the Speaker's table himself is again very flimsy. So we decided that we'll go to court, and for which we had gone to court, and we had filed with the court, and I think there had been 4 hearings.
Shillong will host the first ever Shillong International Film Festival from 25th to 27 March at the Convention Centre, marking a major cultural milestone for the state. Information and Public Relations Minister Lakmin Rimboy launched the festival logo, website and trailer, highlighting Meghalaya's potential as a cinematic hub. The festival will feature national and international films, including entries from the Northeast and abroad. The three-day event will also include training sessions for aspiring filmmakers, focusing on filmmaking and editing, while promoting the state's rich culture and scenic landscape.
This film festival has been a long pending demand in our state. But finally, under the leadership of Honorable Minister, we are now able to do this, and with the support of Government of India, also in the guidance of Honorable Chief Minister. So this is I think path-breaking for us, and then this will continue. This is going to be a first film festival, and 2 international films are also part of this. And we are going to continue, and we are going to increase this. So this is basically a starting line where we are going to enter into, government is going to now enter into the gap that is existing in the films, in the film industry.
Why the government held this festival? As you know, Meghalaya is blessed with unique culture. We have unique topography, geography, and the tourist spot. All over the landscape of Meghalaya itself is a tourist spot, which will enable the people from all over the country, all over the world to come, and if they have to shoot their film and come, and by coming here, it will open the eye of our youth. More importantly, it also helps the youth to hone their skill with the help of those international acclaimed film producer or director, as the case may be, and also to promote our state.
RTI activist Reaching Siangshai met East Jantia Hills Deputy Commissioner Manish Kumar on Wednesday, urging immediate implementation of 17 resolutions from a November 27, 2025 meeting on the District Selection Committee. He raised concerns over delays in recruitment for Grade 3 and 4 posts advertised in October 2025, stating the process should have begun by now. Siangchai also pushed for internet shutdowns or use of jammers during exams to ensure transparency. The DC assured that the matter would be reviewed. Recruitment may begin in April, though reforms could cause slight delays.
Tekaman kata haduk ni kesni kita kibi benta kuada rai nalor kibi kanyal tini kipoin sak arpunya nombar jar polsan bupem move ki any step how it wagatai tekaman kata ke next stage ku aman ke first stage ku jatuh recruitment process ke written kibi benta haduk ni snim MK ke ya ku ka DSC khud meeting ko kamada khana deputy commissioner ni tada ongai o da bo da jing thok ni aku uhim kya ki upun kam warok kamu ada kular ki chopai ba kamu ada like press release ke to meeting kamu ada khana pai ba ki wato UM ke reformation tada thok aku UM ya upun kam ya kan solution to be implemented in letter and spirit untuk do jing thok henry pun lek ida ka kam te udisi da kular uhim kya ya kani te ke ya ke step uhim dang pentiban o changa wa chau sarkar chopai ba le mana ya jing tiban ke te pentip chopai ba ke yu lek ki lor ke ni ha chwa us dang ki khnang wan ra go ya ka jing changai bat ke jing mchen ya ki wa apply kre.
The Jantia Students' Union Central Body has expressed serious concern over alleged irregularities in the District Selection Committee, West Jantia Hills, citing lack of transparency and administrative lapses. The union claimed the DSC functioned for over 6 months without a valid mandate. questioned the reappointment of the same members and raised concerns over an absentee member secretary. GSU has demanded urgent reforms and has given a 3-month ultimatum to the government of Meghalaya, warning of democratic action if reforms are not implemented.
Hagazing light sem nagaliang kasen wo deputy commissioner kasen detawa go yung publish ki yaki answer ki yung exam ki udah heliang yung misi depantibu wo mem gon nega rule nega ay wo penmi pajba yaki ni answer ki heliang kasen detawa go yakas an kasota nagalia when department yung personal and administrative reform wo pengkrekam wo gijing wa man gigamin na unukong yung amendment ki yaga DSC asopin arjan hatso wo yung pentimegi yagi ay bigirkom ka kami matay committee ar yasen dadawaga yaga tay SOP udang chna tamegi yung pengkrekam ika yaga mandatory 6-month recruitment timeline kani gijingon to yung pendap ki kam konkret tungki apa penrupanai nadok advertisement hadok wo yung result.
The Federation of Khasi Jantia and Garo people has expressed disappointment over the slow progress of the Iklavya Model Residential School's construction at Domjirti village near Marker 1. After inspecting the site, FKJGP leaders said the project remains at an early stage even after 2 years, with only a few workers on site. The Federation urged the contractor to speed up work and increase manpower. It also warned against hiring labourers from outside the state, stressing that local workers should be given priority.
Hadirin bagi layak jujur pada pada bak kajing suki plat ni kontraktor bermentai ni kam. Hadirin tang la apa ni iba lam tala asnem tam ni iba tang suiang tak ni nar ni tak pur tak nar rot la banong mo. Dia kalian keseng la kwa bekentu kontraktor ba un yele ban kapan kloy ni saya mak belum tang iu dan sangut rungut ki nong tre kalong aba syak projek kabala he projek kaba lapong la ki klur hande ki nong tre dan sang sanru rungut ne de ngatrai acipol ha tre kalau tarung dem kentu kontraktor ba un pen kloy ki tre ba kaba ar ngam ham lu paru ba kontraktor mde wan rai ki badela kadi kalau message se kontraktor ba na le kase kanom syak dele em bagi ba banabar bagi wan tre ha po stik jungi.
St. Edmund's College Shillong hosted an interfaith dialogue in Shillong to promote peace, unity and communal harmony. The program, titled Interfaith Dialogue for Peace and Harmony, brought together religious leaders, faculty members and students for discussions on mutual respect and coexistence. The event culminated in the adoption of the Shillong Harmony Declaration, pledging unity, rejection of violence and respect for diversity. Participants later gathered at the college Peace Garden for the formal presentation of the declaration, along with the symbolic ringing of the peace bell, reaffirming their commitment to harmony. A delegation including the Garo Baptist Convention Church Leaders Forum and Mothers Union visited a relief camp in West Garo Hills, housing around 1,500 displaced persons. The team interacted with residents, provided relief materials, and later held a peace meeting at Shyamnagar with community leaders and officials. Speakers stressed the need to reject rumors, promote reconciliation, and strengthen unity. The meeting resolved to hold similar initiatives in other areas, emphasizing justice, respect for indigenous communities, and sustained grassroots efforts for lasting peace. A major fire gutted parts of the 4 Kilo village market area, affecting around 20 to 25 shops, though no casualties were reported. According to Station Officer J.P. Singh of the Latrambai Fire and Emergency Service, the blaze broke out around 8:10 p.m. and quickly spread due to strong winds and gas cylinder explosions. Fire tenders from Juwai were deployed to control the fire. The fire reportedly started from a tea shop, but the exact cause is yet to be confirmed. Damage assessment is underway.
40-50,000 लीटर पानी उधर में यूज किया है, हम लोग फायर फाइटिंग किया है। फायर फाइटिंग करने के बाद में पूरा कंप्लीटली उधर में बुटा करके, और खलरिया एडिशनल एसपी भी आया था, हमको मिला है उधर, तो बोला ऐसो आ गया, हम बोला आ गया सर, तो ठीक है अभी आप देखो बोल करके ऐसा ऐसा बातचीत हो करके पूरा उधर में दुकान, तो कोई टीर काउंटर है, वाइन स्टोर है, कोई ऐसा शराब दुकान भी है, और डैश खिलाने वाला भी है, चाय दुकान है, ऐसे करके। तो रात में हम थोड़ा ऐसे मतलब कोई किसी से वर्बली पूछ उछ करके रिपोर्ट तो ये किया है, लेकिन आज जा करके इन्वेस्टिगेशन करके अच्छा से रिपोर्ट ले करके तो मालूम होगा कितना तो दुकान था। वैसे वो लोग बोला है 20-25, 20-25 दुकान होगा।
A truck carrying watermelons was completely gutted in a fire along the national highway at Shang Bangla village in Nongpo in the early hours of Thursday. The truck, driven by Datta Wakmare from Maharashtra, was en route to Shillong when it caught fire around 2:30 a.m. A short circuit is suspected, though the exact cause is under investigation. Police from Nongpo Traffic Police rushed to the scene. No injuries were reported and the driver escaped safely. Locals were seen collecting watermelons that remained intact. The Department of Labour, Employment and Skill Development organized a placement drive in Clariat on Thursday, connecting job seekers with employers across sectors. Conducted by the District Employment Exchange Clariat, the event saw strong participation and offered on-the-spot interviews and recruitment opportunities. Officials said the initiative aims to boost employment, promote skill development, and empower youth, while also emphasizing the importance of skill-based training and career guidance. Now let's take a look at the regional news. A Bihu workshop was organized at the official residence of Pabitra Margarita in New Delhi ahead of Rongali Bihu, aiming to promote Assamese culture among children living away from their home state. The initiative introduced participants to traditional dance, language and instruments like the dhol and gogona. Organized for the first time in Delhi, the workshop drew strong participation and also welcomed non-Assamese children. Inspired by a past Bihu dance record in Guwahati, the event seeks to preserve and spread awareness of Assam's rich cultural heritage. A memorial, Prerna Sthal, was inaugurated near Gangtok by Governor Om Prakash Mathur to honor 22 Indian Army personnel who lost their lives in the 2023 glacial lake outburst flood. Located at Bardang, the site also commemorates 294 soldiers from various operations and is part of the centre's Ran Bhumi Darshan initiative promoting battlefield tourism. The memorial highlights sacrifices made during key clashes, including those along Sikkim's borders. The Assam Rifles under Spear Corps held a wreath-laying ceremony at Valley View in Imphal, Manipur on 18 March to honor Raleng now Bob Khathing. Manipur Governor Ajay Kumar Bhala released the second edition of Khathing's biography, paying tribute to his legacy and service. The governor also laid a wreath at Khathing's memorial and highlighted his contributions as a soldier, administrator and diplomat, calling his life an inspiration for the youth. The event was attended by family members. Meritorious awards were also presented to students excelling in Class 10 and 12 exams. And now for the national news. President Draupadi Murmu said the nation is witnessing a renaissance across sectors, calling the Sri Ram Janmabhoomi temple in Ayodhya a symbol of this transformation. She is on a 3-day visit and was addressing a gathering in the Sri Ram Janmabhoomi temple in Ayodhya, Uttar Pradesh this morning. The president performed rituals and took part in the installation of the Sri Ram Yantra at the temple. She urged citizens to pledge for the nation's progress. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said MSMEs are emerging as a key pillar of India's defence manufacturing sector while addressing the National Defence Industries Conclave in New Delhi. He highlighted the growing role of startups and innovators in areas like artificial intelligence, robotics and automation. Singh also emphasized initiatives like innovations for defence excellence and acing development of innovative technologies which support collaboration between industry and research institutions.
मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में जाने की बजाय इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर में ही लगे रहे। इसका परिणाम यह हुआ कि मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर अपेक्षित गति से विकसित नहीं हो पाया और आज भी भारत की जीडीपी में इंडस्ट्री का कंट्रीब्यूशन लगभग 15 to 16% के आसपास है, जो ये दिखाता है कि एमएसएमईज के आगे बढ़ने की अपार संभावनाएं हम लोगों के समक्ष मौजूद हैं। विशेष रूप से मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के विस्तार के माध्यम से हम अपनी इकोनॉमी को और अधिक मजबूत बना सकते हैं। अब इस दिशा में आगे बढ़ने की जिम्मेदारी मैं समझता हूं उद्योग जगत और हमारे इनोवेटर्स पर है।
Let's now take a look at the top stories from around the world. Pakistan and Afghanistan have paused military operations for Eid al-Fitr days after a deadly airstrike in Kabul on 16 March. The Taliban government claimed over 400 deaths, while the United Nations Assistance Mission in Afghanistan reported at least 143 killed and 119 injured. Pakistan denied targeting civilians, stating it had precisely targeted military installations and terrorist support infrastructure. The temporary pause comes amid rising tensions following one of the deadliest incidents in recent months. And in sports, the Indian Army hosted the 13th Inter-Command Sport Climbing Championship 2025-26 in Shillong from March 16 to 19, marking the first such event in the Northeast. Organized under the Eastern Command, the championship saw participation from 6 Army commands. Lieutenant General Mohit Wadha, the General Officer commanding 101 area, attended the closing ceremony as chief guest. Eastern Command emerged as overall champions with 3 gold medals, followed by Northern and Central Commands.
स्पोर्ट्स क्लाइंबिंग एक यूनिक और हाईली टेक्निकल स्पोर्ट है। इसमें सिर्फ स्ट्रेंथ ही नहीं बल्कि बैलेंस, टेक्निक, एजिलिटी और उसमें सही फोकस का एक अद्भुत तालमेल जरूरी है, जिसकी वजह से आप ये बड़े ही आसानी से कर सकते हैं। कोई भी एक चीज इसमें हावी नहीं हो सकती। तो सही तालमेल, सही सोच इम्पोर्टेंट है। एक ऐसा स्पोर्ट है जिसमें आप की हर डिसीजन क्रिटिकल है। एक डिसीजन आप सही नहीं लेंगे तो आप कामयाब नहीं होंगे। तो इसकी जो स्पोर्ट की जो सिखलाई है, हर तरीके से हमारे फौज के कई एक डिसिप्लिन्स, कई एक डिसीजंस में भी हमें मिलती है।
And now for the weather report. First, let's take a look at the weather report for Tura. Minimum temperature of 16 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature of 30 degrees Celsius were recorded. The relative humidity is 62%. Moving on to Shillong, 11 degrees Celsius of minimum temperature, 23 degrees Celsius of maximum temperature, 64% of relative humidity were recorded. Also, rainfall 9.3 millimeter was recorded today. Meanwhile, in July, minimum temperature 12 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 22 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 75% and rainfall 3.4 millimeter. And the forecast in Tura, Shillong and Juwai says generally cloudy sky with moderate rain will occur at many places. Before winding up this news bulletin, the headlines once again. Chief Minister Conrad Sangma, Deputy Chief Minister Preston Tinsong briefed Governor C.H. Vijay Shankar on law and order situation in Garo Hills. Congress moves Meghalaya High Court challenging Speaker's dismissal of MLA disqualification petitions. Shillong set to host first ever international film festival showcasing Meghalaya's cinematic potential. St. Edmund's College hosts Interfaith Dialogue in Shillong, adopts Harmony Declaration for Peace and Unity. And we've come to the end of this news bulletin. Until tomorrow, thank you for joining us.